Wow, I honestly did not expect that I would have to make this video, but I think it's necessary, mainly because I strongly disagree with another YouTuber who I happen to like. Now, yes, you read the title of this video correctly. I'm going to be doing a quick response to Just a Robot or Jar. Now, if you guys have no idea who Just a Robot is, me and him actually got into some drama, you know, a few months back, and it was all my fault. Okay, I'm not gonna say me and him. It was mainly me, to be completely honest with you. I got into drama with him. It was a complete waste of time, and I almost dissolved the friendship because we were friends at the time, and it was a really shitty thing to do. He has forgiven me for this shit, so that's really cool. But basically, Just a Robot or Jar, he is a YouTuber, pretty popular with 20,000 subscribers, who used to do videos on SJWs and reaction channels, but kind of switched his content to focusing on power scaling or debunks of versus battles videos, right? And not gonna lie, I love this transition. I think it's way better than the, let's be real here, the old stale formula of just shitting on SJWs. As well as the fact that reaction channels are, well, pretty irrelevant now, so that's pretty cool. Now, Jar is a really good power scaler, okay? He's actually one of my favorite power scalers right now, because he's basically refuted a lot of fucking, versus battles people on YouTube. He even completely curb stomped Seth the Programmer, who is, in my opinion, one of the best versus battles debaters. So yeah, I really do like Jar's content. I'm not saying he's dumb. I just found that he said something that I strongly disagree with, okay? Before I get into, you know, the clip I disagree with, let me explain how I even found this clip to begin with. So, I was watching Jar's new video, and then in his new video, he says, go watch his review of the Strange Visitor Superman comic on his second channel, but he also says this.
Also ignore my whole comment about Merge Zamasu. I'm doing a dimensional tiering video next.
So, obviously, that left me a little bit intrigued, right? I was like, wait, what is he talking about? So I decided to go watch his video, and I discovered that he said this.
I will say this version of Superman is very impressive. He's 6-dimensional, he held the entire universe together for billions of years. However, I still think Cosmic Armored Superman is more powerful than him. Do I think he solos all of Dragon Ball Super? Not completely. He's around the power of Infinite Zamasu, who was also 6-dimensional because he was infecting other universes and other timelines, which is 6-dimensional.
Yes, people. Jar thinks that Infinite Zamasu is 6D, or 6-dimensional. I have a lot of problems with this statement, okay? So before I get into why this is just wrong, honestly, and why I strongly disagree with this, let me give you a quick rundown of what dimensional tiering is in versus battles, okay? So dimensional tiering is a very simple concept, alright? It's basically that every character exists on a different dimensional plane. There's 1D, 2D, 3D, and we as humans were 3D, right? Then there's 4D, then there's 5D, etc., etc. Now, when you have 4th dimensional, right? When you're 4th dimensional, that basically means that you have another tier of infinity above 3-dimensional beings, right? And to become 4D, you would need to be able to spread through space and time, essentially. So that's basically what 4D is. It's basically being able to surpass time and space, since, you know, space and time are essentially connected. Then there's 5D, where that's another tier of infinity, where you essentially are not affected by time at all. It's really complicated, but It's a very simple thing to grasp, right? Basically, long story short is this. A third-dimensional being cannot defeat a fourth-dimensional being, and a 4D being cannot defeat a 5D being, okay? And this is all due to the simple fact that, you know, there's literal tiers of infinity between the 3D and the 4D, and the 4D and the 5D. So, like, let's say a 3D being going up against a 7D being, that's never gonna happen because the 7D being has 4 tiers of infinity over the 3D being. That's basically what dimensional tiering is. Now, Jar claims that Infinite Zamasu is a 6D being, which I strongly disagree with, and I will explain why. Infinite Zamasu is far weaker than the strongest character in the show, who's known as Zeno, or the Omni King. Now, you're probably wondering, oh, if he's weaker than Zeno, then wouldn't that make Zeno, like, 6D as well, or 7D? Well, no. Zeno, if I'm being completely honest here, at best, he's like low 5D, but the most consistent, I think the most accurate like range of where he's at is probably just high 4D, and I'll explain why in a moment. The reason why he is high 4D is because despite being extremely powerful, he's still affected by time, because there is a present Zeno and there's a future Zeno, right? And if he was 5th dimensional, then that wouldn't be the case. There would only be one Zeno there. There wouldn't be multiple Zenos across different timelines. Now, some people might make the argument, well, you know, he's like a toddler. Zeno's essentially a baby, yet he's billions of years old. So time does affect him very slowly, which it does. But that doesn't mean he's 5D. Like, if you look at characters like Mr. Mixelplick, I know I mispronounced that, but I don't really care. Mr. Mixie is basically the most famous 5-dimensional being, right? He's a 5th-dimensional imp, right? Yet there's only one of him across all timelines, essentially. So if Zeno was really 5th dimensional, there wouldn't even be a future Zeno. It would just be one Zeno, right? The fact that Zeno is essentially a high 4D being, which I just explained why, it doesn't make sense how Infinite Zamasu, who is far weaker than Zeno, would be 6D. Like, that doesn't even make any sense, for fuck's sake. Honestly, that's really all I had to say. It was just, I know this is not really a long video. It was just, you know, something that I really had to get off my chest, because again, I strongly disagree with this statement. Doesn't mean that I hate Jar, alright? I'm not trying to start drama. Again, I really like Jar's power scaling videos. I just had a lot of issues with what he said in regards to Infinite Zamasu. Now, he did say that to ignore that statement entirely, so I'm not really sure if he disagrees with it now, and if he does disagree with that statement now, then this video was kind of pointless, and I apologize. That was my mistake. I don't know, it just felt a little bit unclear to me. So I thought I'd just make this video, and then that's pretty much it. Just a quick little video, and then after this video, I'm going to be making my full review on gem reviews. Trust me, guys, I do not want to see a comment be like, when is the next RR coming out? I am working on the clock on that bitch. It is going to come out. I promise it's going to come out during this weekend. I promise, okay? Anyways, this is MDTV, or the Ultra Anti here, signing off. Have a nice day, everybody.